Hello, Shelly Leon, fiber artist from Art of the Hook and Needle, coming to you today live. It's been a while, but we have been busy hooking, crocheting. So I am excited to share with you this exciting pattern and the reason why we have been not online for a while, because I've been working on this beautiful, beautiful stole pattern. So a couple weeks ago, my girlfriend sent me, a very good friend of mine sent me this catalog of patterns and advertisements. It is called Festive Stoles and Blouses. It also has dresses, and on the back, it has this beautiful, beautiful shawl. This was printed in 1952. It's a first edition, book number 296. And I am excited. It kind of like, I felt funny saying that because it feels like I'm collecting comic books when I'm really not. This is actually just these gorgeous patterns. So, what's cool about these books, uh, I'll show you. This is one of the several patterns. There's about 8 or 9 patterns in the book in its entirety. And you'll see the one on the right is the blue white shawl. I just want to make note of that right now, or stole. That's the one I actually have chosen to do. And the reason why I wanted to show you is because it's like this beautiful crosshatch pattern. But with today's yarn, and I know these are vintage, but with today's yarn, they look amazing. Here's some more. Talk of the town. One thing fun too about these older books is that they give you different, they go back to the actual trade of the fiber arts. And in the book, at the back of the book, I won't do it because it's patented or the copyrighted. They have actually different suggestions on how to do fringes. If you're not familiar, they have different patterns on how to do fringes. They actually have 5 different figures on how to actually make the fringe. And then they share also how to make bows and just other tips and tricks, that we would learn from the people that didn't have YouTube back then. So it's kind of like a kid in a candy shop when you get something like this. And I know it's so hard to conceptualize what it might look like, but I'm going to share with you in today's yarn and in today's crochet. So this gorgeous, gorgeous, okay, so that's the crosshatch pattern. And this yarn goes from all the different color wheels. Excuse. And I'll just go through all. Just so you can see up front. Okay, so what else I'm gonna, put it on real quick for you to see. Because I had somebody comment on my book, they wanted to see it in person. So what we'll do is I'll quick, make it look all nice on the real model. Let me grab this for a second. Okay. So this is going to, the pattern is actually going about 25 inches. So it actually goes all over your shoulder and halfway down your arm. Okay, sorry. Had to make it look all fancy and stuff for, being on YouTube. And I wanted you to see the colors. Okay, so we have to have the colors match. All right, so now we're matching like purples and greens, and up here we have the violets and the orange, and then the red, orange, and more purple, and the greens. So one other thing I wanted to share about the book is that they don't really, the same sizes don't equate, for the tools that we're using today. So if you go that route and you choose to be like, hey, I want to make something like that and use one of the older books and see how I could transition one of the patterns to modern day. And one thing you need to know is that you would have to get a gauge of what they tell you how many balls of yarn you need, but obviously that has changed since 1952. The ball sizes are different, the yardages are different, everything. They don't give us yardage. So, but what was easy about this pattern is that I basically, it said to do 25 inches across, and that's what I did. And, in an equal amount of stitches that you can read in the book, if you choose to get it. I'm going to look at and if I'm able to find this specific one that I'm sharing with you, sometimes you can find them on eBay, Etsy, different. But there's probably honestly in this book, I probably would make 4 or 5 different patterns that are in here. So it's worth whatever they're charging for it. Plus, just the fact that just reading through the ads too, the ads that were back then, like loveliness and lace. For hundreds of years, women in parts of the world have realized seductive charm led by lace. Cleopatra decked herself in filmy veils. Spanish senoritas crowned themselves with beautiful mantillas, and every queen in civilization's history has had a lavish lace trim gown. So that's the ad for JP Coats. And I think they were talking about this, the magic in the moonlight. This is actually a crochet dress. I have never ventured into dressmaking with crochet, but it's a dress, a pattern in the book. It also has the blouse too, that super cute blouse. All right, so let's get back to this one. Is the Lucille pattern, and what I did was I had two of these skeins in my stash, and the reason why I started to make the stole was because I saw that. I'm like, oh my gosh, this yarn would be perfect for this pattern. Well, as I went to go through it, I found out that the 2 skeins was not going to be enough. This yarn is actually called Shawl in the Ball, and it is 481 yards. And I thought that 2 skeins would be enough, but I'm actually using about 4 skeins in total, and so I had to go and purchase 2 more skeins. Look at how different it looks. This is the same. This is the same one, but you can't tell the colors when it's on the shelf. You would never be able to see those colors unless it was put out like on the end. Okay, the color of this is Calming Desert, and it is retired. So that's why I wanted to share with you today, before I'm actually finished with this project in its entirety, because it's still available and it's still not a ridiculous price, but there obviously it's not on the shelves. You can't get it with Lion Brand anymore, but I just loved it, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just need to use it. It was definitely worth the four it's going to take. It probably, actually, I take that back. It's probably, I'm at 50 inches and I just need to go to 70. So I'll probably be another skein and a half instead of 2 full skeins. And then I'm going to do these amazing long fringes on the bottom of it with all the colors to bring all the colors into it. So I am so happy to share that with you today, and I hope you like this beautiful, beautiful yarn. I am just in love with the colors. It's Lion Brand Shawl in the Ball Calming Desert. I will put the link at the bottom. I have to say too that I appreciate all my subscribers. I appreciate everybody who follows Art of the Hook and Needle, and we are so happy and excited to share our skill and our fiber arts that we do with you. Have a wonderful evening, and please do not forget to subscribe. Thank you.